We just had one of the craziest liquidation events in recent memory. So let's go over the charts and let me tell you about what I think is next. Bitcoin is currently sitting at 59,729 as of the time of recording this video, after falling 28% in just 10 days to then bounce 26% in just 5 days. So what is next? Well, when we pull a microfib from the top to the bottom, we had a dead cat bounce to the 618. This is one of the most classic moves that exists. We then got rejected at the 618, which is very common, came back to the 382, and now are trading sideways. On some positive notes, we had the daily RSI cross to the upside. This is bullish, as well as the stochastic RSI is crossing to the upside as well. All of the moving averages right now are getting extremely coiled up. Now, one thing to note, after all of the crazy volatility, 30% to the downside, 30% to the upside, we actually finished green on the week. So that is the insane thing about all of this. And it's just almost like nothing happened. We went all the way down, came all the way back up, and we're basically at the same price yet again. Looking at historical data, August typically has been flat. But the thing is, there's been many crashes in August, so this would lead us to believe that there might be a recovery. September is typically the bloodiest of all the months, but this is a little bit skewed because during the bear market is typically when you have the craziest crashes, followed by the best two performing months out of the entire year, 2 of 3. In my opinion right now, that's exactly what we're going to experience. It's going to be much ado about nothing. And I think that we will actually close flat into 63 or 64K, be boring and sideways for the next few weeks rather. In fact, to me, we are exactly right on schedule. It is the same song, but a different verse. And what do I mean by that is this is the previous Bitcoin halving, and there seems to be this ginormous myth that the Bitcoin halving is Lambos, rainbows, and sunshines all around. High five, baby. Let's go. That is not the case. It has never been the case. That will never be the case. Let me show you what I mean. Looking at the previous Bitcoin halving in 2020, this is right after the C19 crash. Here is the prior all-time high. Let's see how many days from this moment until we made a proper all-time high. 212 days before we even cracked to getting to a new all-time high. But you might be saying to yourself, but Devin, your boy Ski, 2020 was an anomaly. That was some outside circumstances and stuff that's never happened. I agree. So let's look at 2016. And in 2016, to me, structurally is exactly what we're doing. In fact, in August, we had a major crash, wicking below the 200, followed by a recovery after the halving. Same thing right now, halving, August crash, wicking below the 200 moving average, followed by a recovery. And from the 2016 halving, it took us 226 days before we made a new all-time high. It's been about 110 days since the halving. So not only is it not different, but we are right on schedule. 180 days is about the average until we make a new all-time high. That would put us in about October, which historically is one of the best performing months in all of cryptocurrency. But hear me out. You don't want to buy the best performing months. You want to buy the most boring and the most bloody months so that you can perform the best like everyone else, or at least the smart investors. So buckle up. I think it's going to be very boring for the next couple of weeks, maybe even a month or two. But this to me was definitely the local bottom. I don't think that we're getting a new low, especially after a major liquidation event, trillions of dollars wiped out, maximum fear. We got all the way to 17 on the fear and greed. As you can see right here on August 6th, we were at 17. That was the most that it's been in over 2 years. The last time we were that low, Luna went to 0. You don't get a massive liquidation event, maximum fear, all the talks about recessions to then go lower. That's not how it works, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, our good buddy Michael Burry famously timed the recession. He shorted the market at the perfect time, except Not really. He found a fundamental flaw in the market and he shorted it and proceeded to be absolutely wrecked for 2.5 years before he was actually correct. If that would have been you or me, we would have been liquidated. Make no mistake about that. The markets, even if there is a fundamental flaw, in spite of having a fundamental flaw, can stay, quote, irrational far longer than you can stay solvent. Never forget that. If he didn't have $1 billion to be trading with, he too would have gotten liquidated. What should you do during this time? You should DCA and follow me for more, you savages.